Okay, I'm back. I didn't realize I was going to have to make a part two. I'm not sure exactly where part one left off. But anyway, I came across some activity that's kind of strange. Missing frames. If you'll notice, this today's date, 4/16 UTC. So that would have been around um, 12/16 Eastern Daylight Time last night. And we got it showing on each cut. There you can see there's all the interplanetary magnetic field lines. I mean, some of them are doubling up on each other. Look at this. Look at how they're getting all jagged around. Perpendicular. I mean, there's some serious activity going on. Then we have the solar wind. We got some coming this way. Most of it's coming that way. This is the bow shock. That was the word I was looking for yesterday. There's the bow shock. So, okay. Now, so we jumped from 4/16 to 7/16. We got 3 missing hours there. Look at the huge amount of plasma that got thrown back. So they're showing that. Imagine what they didn't show us. There's 7/16. I mean, look at that. That's enormous. Okay, then we got 7/16 here. So we got all these open field lines from the polar cap. They're all getting blown back. No closed field lines. But I bet there was a whole bunch during those 3 missing hours. Here, look at this. Looks like interplanetary magnetic field lines getting jacked this way. I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't say that for sure. But I did go and check on the polarity issue. This is the protons plus minus would be the electrons. So I even looked on it over here. Where did I put it? There it is. There's that model I was showing yesterday. So it looks like there's that CME we had on the 23rd. They're still showing that. But here you can see the polarity. There's the minus and the plus. So I did some other homework while we were gone. I was uploading part one. And I pulled up some of these radiation belts. Now, you remember when I told you about Astral Traveler? I don't know if you ever watched him, but he was always concentrating on the low energy field. And I remember he used to pull up these Folk radiation belts. Okay, now this one's at pretty low, 20 Kelvin units per volt or something like that. I'm not sure what kV exactly stands for. But as you can see, the low energy, this used to really fill up and be like some serious color in here, red and whatnot. There's the bow shock. There's the satellites. So anyway, then I pulled up the highest one, which is actually 200 times this value here, and to make sure, there's what I did. Pulled up the conversion unit. So 4 MeV equals 6.4. Well, anyway, trust me on that one. But I could show you here actually. See, 4,000 keV. That's the one I pulled up here. That's the Fock radiation belt. So these are high energy electrons being measured. And we got considerable a lot more high energy electrons, whereas back when Astral Traveler was doing it, he was showing low energy electrons. So as you can see, that's 20 keV, low energy electrons measuring. This is 4,000 keV, or converts to 4 MeV. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. You can see them filling up all around, and I got it playing along the same time frames, pretty much. But so our planet's getting bombarded by some high energy electrons. You can see they're collecting all around, even inside the satellite ring, and even bunching up on parts of the planet. I wish Astro Traveler was still around. But anyway, let me dump these. I don't need them anymore. There's the end spiral. We looked at that yesterday. What did I want to look at here? Oh yeah, I remember we were talking about those holes in the Kepler index and some of the space weather charts from satellite feeds. And I was hypothesizing that maybe that's when one of these planets, or maybe even Nemesis itself, probably not, but probably one of the planets gets in the way and cuts off the ability to measure that space weather for a time until it passes the satellite. I think I'm onto something there, I really do. But I wish someone was a little more scientifically versed, maybe would jump on my channel, leave me some notes, and maybe we could collaborate on that. So where's that KP index? There it is. You can see what I'm talking about. We got 1, this is a 3-hour reading. Level 1 for 6 hours, and bam, was down to level 0 for 3 hours. Back up to level 1 for 3 hours. Then it jumps up to level 2 for 3 hours. Back to level 1 for 6 hours. And up and down, up and down. And it's pretty much consistent every day. Gaps come around the same time, and in the same number. So anyway, that's that on that. Okay, that was me checking the so let's go back to the cool stuff. So let's start playing. Let's just play them through for a minute, see what we can see. This is after the missing frames. And you see it's going to play through till almost the current time. Now we start back on 129, around 1900 hours. So that's 23. That was when we had the big discharge. Boom. I think there might have been some missing hours back then too. Missing frames. Let's see. No. No, that was okay. So we'll keep them playing. But I mean, look at this one. This is the one that blows me away. Look at all those magnetic field lines and how much electromagnetic influence has to be around the planet that's making them to be so disturbed. And they're all getting pinched up and angled, perpendicularized, if that's a word. I'm sure it's not. But anyway. So that's it. That's part 2. I don't know. I don't want to bore you guys anymore, and I have to. So let's just let it run for a minute. See if I can think of anything else to say that's relevant. Watch these field lines, man. This one is just wild. There's a whole lot of energy, no doubt. See how the lines get closed? And then look at that big discharge when all those magnetic closed open field lines ball up in the black, and they go wham. Look at this one. Time that kind of got bounced around there. Let's look at that. That was just the planet getting rocked. Okay, 925. Okay, we got some missing frames there too. So we got from 1. So there's 2339. 2351, that's missing frames. Then we got jumped all the way up to 02, 2 minutes into 002, 05, 07, 15, 17, 19, 23, 27, 31, 33. Not too many missing frames. It's supposed to be every like 4 minutes, I think, so the way I have it set anyway. So yeah, we got some missing stuff there. It's definitely between 145, then it jumps to 315. So let's see what happens over here. 145. Yeah, okay, so there's 143. Let's jump this one back. There's 145. Then it jumps to 3 something. So we missed something there. Once again, when we come back, they're showing a huge discharge, plasma discharge. So you can only imagine what was in between and those couple of missing frames. And then that's when we went up to, okay, it kept running all the way up till 4:11, 4:15, and then that's when we had another 3 hours missing frames. So we had like 2 hours back here, close to 2 hours, and then we had 4 hours missing there. Let's see, anything else is missing. I mean, there might be a couple of frames here and there that are missing. It's supposed to be, I think, every 4 minutes, but sometimes it's not. So there's 11:21, then it jumps to 45. So we missed something there. And look, jumps to 13:06 from 11:57, 13:01. So we're missing an hour there. And look what they show us when it comes back on. It's not pretty, guys. I mean, I'm laughing, but this planet's under a major duress, to say the least. And by looking at those Folk radiation belts, I'm thinking, things got to be closer, right? Because it used to be just showing up low energy electrons. And the he even used to have to pull it up less than 20 keV. Now the low energy ones are gone. Now we're dealing with high energy electrons. So I don't know. Does that mean it's closer? I don't know. I'm not a freaking astrophysicist. But the intensity's changed. So I don't know, that's just being a common sense person and able to put 2 and 2 together anyway. That tells me this nemesis, the sun's got to be a whole lot closer. So anyway, they look at that. There's another big discharge, 1453. Let's see what it looks like up here. 14. See all the See all the energy building up behind the Earth?